Hello there, welcome to Bryan Lomax Movie Talk and my review of The Woman in the Window. This is a film I was looking forward to, the primary reason being Amy Adams. Obviously I've not made it a secret at all that I'm a huge fan of Amy Adams and I will pretty much watch anything she's been in. The fact that I sat through Moonlight Serenade and Leap Year is a testament to that fact. But I was looking forward to this. The credentials of everyone involved was pretty high, so it had a lot of promise for me. Now this definitely is a modern day take on Hitchcock's Rear Window. Even from the trailer that was blatantly obvious, and even in the film they show a clip from that film just to say, look, we know, get over it, move past it. I'm one of those people who I don't care if films get ripped off. I don't care if you do a film that clearly has drawn inspiration from other movies. What I care about is the execution. Do they execute it well? Interstellar is a riff on 2001, but it's a damn good film. It's a damn good riff, it must be said. This film, unfortunately, I gotta say, if not for Adams and her performance, which is excellent here, as you would expect, I probably wouldn't have been that bothered. There are a few moments in this that are quite shocking and surprise, where it's like, oh wow, blimey, they went there. And some really nice cinematography that kind of looks like David Fincher was in charge at times. It's actually Joe Wright, director Joe Wright, who previously made Darkest Hour. I still don't think he's made anything close to as good as Atonement. He kind of set the bar for his career with Atonement and hasn't lived up to it since. And this film follows suit. I think it's an efficient little thriller, but it's quite forgettable. That's the problem, really. I think that Wright is a really great director, and I think there are moments in this film, flourishes, where we see that. I just think he needs to pick better material. I think much of his career has been bogged down, I would say, personally, by the choices in script that he's taken on. Again, like I say, for me, this it's very predictable. I think if you don't know who is responsible for the stuff that's going on within the first 5 minutes of them being introduced on screen, then I think maybe you've not seen enough thrillers. I don't know. But to me, it was just overwhelmingly obvious where this film was heading. And as much as they tried to do many different things to misdirect you, it felt like exactly what it was, which was misdirection. Julianne Moore as well. She's on that tipping point for me now, because she's played a string of characters where for some reason I find her a bit off with them. She's a great actress. Like, don't get me wrong. She's been in things where I've been blown away. Magnolia is one of my favourite movies of all time. Still Alice was an incredible performance, absolutely incredible performance. So she's a fantastic actor. So don't hear me wrong here, but there are two different types of Julianne Moore. There is the Still Alice, Magnolia kind of performance, and then there is the kind where I don't quite know what she's going for. I don't quite know what she's doing, and I feel like she plays up the weirdness a bit too much here. Her character is just off. And I feel like right off the bat, that should have been a warning sign to the character played by Adams. They just should have not trusted this woman as far as she could throw her. But beyond that, Gary Oldman's in it. I think probably mostly as a favour, I think, to Joe Wright. For obviously getting him the Oscar for Darkest Hour, because here his role is a pretty thankless one. He gets a few scenes and he gets to come in and do his Gary Oldman shouty kind of routine. It doesn't have the subtlety, shall we say, of what he recently did with David Fincher, which is, I thought was a really great performance. Here, he's just, yeah, it feels like a token gesture. It feels like he's throwing Joe Wright a bone to get his name on the credits, get more bums in seats. But honestly, he doesn't really have that much to do. As I say, visually, it's a nice looking film. There's a few nice surprises, a few tense moments from the way it's staged. Again, I credit Joe Wright for that as a director, but I feel a lot of the problems come from the script. I would say if you're an Amy Adams fan, watch this film. I think you will enjoy her performance. I think she does really well in it. I do think her weight fluctuates. Now, I'm not one of those people who usually calls that out in movies, because I'm like, well, why are you bringing that up? That's neither here nor there. I only bring it up because obviously I think she filmed this around the same time or just after maybe that she did Hillbilly Elegy, and obviously she did a complete body transformation for that film, which I personally think was a really good film. I thought she gave a great performance, and I think that film got savaged because of the political leanings that it had, which was ridiculous because it was a story told from a subjective perspective. So it made no sense to me, the criticisms that were fired at that film. And I think that because the physical work that Adams did for that kind of got sidelined because of all that nonsense. But I think that obviously coming off the back of that film into this one, she still had a lot of the weight on from that film. But I'm guessing that, I don't know, judging how long it took him to film this, there are moments in the film where she looks a bit chubbier, shall we say, than in others. And in some places it's more noticeable. I don't know if that's just me reading into it. I don't know, but that's how it seemed anyway. And usually I don't notice stuff like that, whereas here I did. And it was just, I only mention it because it kind of, if I'm noticing stuff like that, then it means I'm probably not as engaged in the things I should be engaged with as I am with, oh, hey, the actress looks a bit different there. But regardless of that, if you're a fan of Amy Adams, watch the film. You'll enjoy her performance. It's typically great. It's just a shame the rest of the film isn't so much. It's a fun time. I give it a 3 out of 5. It's like I say, it's as far as the talent's concerned, they all do a good job. It's just if they'd matched that talent to a better script, you'd be looking at a 4-star film at least. So yeah, 3 out of 5 from me. But what about you? Have you seen The Woman in the Window? If so, what did you think about it? Tell me where you think this ranks amongst Amy Adams movies, if you're a fan, as I am. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Leave them down below. Thanks for watching this video. And until next time, crack in.